Hey guys, welcome back. I'm very excited to film this video. It's something very different. I love watching these videos on YouTube of other YouTubers, so I wanted to do something similar on my channel. And so I will be talking about my monthly favorites from September. Okay, so let's get started. The first item is, let me build a little bit of context for that. I do not drink any sugary drinks. Like, I've weaned myself off of Coke, Pepsi, Sprite. Very, very rarely in the last like 4 to 5 years almost did I have like a drink with dinner. But of course, sometimes with food you crave something zingy or sparkling. And I moved on to ginger ale. Not that that was any better, because that's also full of sugar. And I tried sparkling water on and off, but again, I didn't like it that much. But recently, Samad and I have been hooked onto these. So this is ugly, sugar-free sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, and this is amazing. I've never liked sparkling water, but these taste like really good. First of all, it's difficult to find sparkling water that does not have sweetener or sugar in it. So this is like no sweetener at all, but it's still flavored. These two are my favorite flavors, lemon and lime and orange. This one tastes just like Mirinda. Like, we have been loving these. And I honestly, when I was shopping, I gravitated towards the packaging of this. Like, if a product is designed well, it will call me, it will call out to me, and I will just get attracted to it, and then I would pick it up at least, even if I don't buy it. So I'm a sucker for good design, good packaging, and this is so cool. And it's not just the cans have this attractive design and packaging. Their website is so well designed. They have these merch there that's well designed. There's stickers on it, like the whole shebang. A very good like design project if you just want to study some. And then they have this really good product, and they're made from aluminum. They're made from recycled aluminum. And they're also associated with some cause, like some girls' education. Like, every time you buy a can, they donate something to a girls' education foundation. I think so, something related to that. But yeah, I love ugly. Mind you, if you are very used to sugary drinks, you might find it bland, but because we hadn't been drinking any sugar in like years, easily started fancying these. And we also don't take any sugar in coffee and such, so but it's worth a try. Oh, and they're made in the UK, so local. Okay, moving on. I've been like an all peanut butter kind of person, but recently I've started, dabbling into the almond butter territory, and I have taken a liking to it. Yes. The one that I have on me is this almond butter. The reason why it got me excited is because I love stuff that is locally made. I mean, UK is locally made, but if you can squish it into Brighton and Hove, that's like freaking amazing. So this is Katie's Nuttery. It's made in Brighton. 100% naturally grown almonds. So it's just like peanut butter. It is just almonds and a little bit of sea salt. Katie's Nuttery almond butter has been my fave from September. And this brings me to my next favorite. I got this almond butter from a shop in Hove. It's called Harriet's of Hove. It's a plastic-free pantry where you can just take your own jars and fill up like lentils, oats, flour, rice, all sorts of spices. Even if you don't have your jars, they sell their jars as well, glass jars. and it's this really incredible place. Like as soon as you walk in, you feel automatically, you start feeling really woke. You start feeling really evolved. Like it helps your evolution. You're like, wow. It's like I'm so happy that a place like that exists. Like I'm so happy that somebody cares so much, or even this much, for the environment to create something like this. And each time we go there, we're like mesmerized, because it's a small shop, but you walk in, you're like, oh, they have this as well, they have this as well. And we take our own jars. So this is like one of our big jars, and it has oats, and we have similar ones for lentils and rice, and then smaller ones for all the spices. And it's just a really, really cool place. They're always stocked with chutneys and butters and chocolates and stuff that are locally made, and they have like plastic-free toothbrushes and reusable washable pads, stuff like that, you know, anything that can align us to living a more environmentally friendly life. Even if they have something that's wrapped in plastic, because the one thing that I did see that was wrapped in plastic was a chocolate bar, but it's compostable plastic. We have been trying to go plastic free for a long time. Our kitchen, thankfully, now is 95% plastic free. We do not buy any single-use plastics. We got these jars and smaller ones as well, because we have access to the store and we make use of it. And they sell detergent as well. Last time I took my own bottle and filled it up with the detergent, and anything you can think of, like body lotion, moisturizer, face wash, everything they sell in these. They have basically a wholesale shop of all of this, and you can take your containers. We have stopped buying hummus, because we used to love hummus, but we stopped buying it because we can only buy it in those plastic containers. And we just really being every day more and more mindful of how our purchases, or where our money is going. Because when you're buying something at the supermarket, you're really supporting that industry, you're supporting that way of things. And it's so difficult. It's not easy at all, because everything here is wrapped in plastic. If you go to Tesco, Sainsbury, Waitrose, even, everything is wrapped in plastic. Like I don't get like, okay, everything's a stretch, but 95% of the things are wrapped in plastic, like vegetables and fruits. So we just try our best as much as we can to buy loose fruit and vegetables, anything that can be plastic free. And if usually stuff that is packaged is also processed, so try to just avoid stuff that is processed. I just went on a pro-environment rant there. But anyway, the next thing on my list is our toilet. So, you know, wean off of the shampoo and conditioner bottles and take containers to Harriet's and Hove and get their shampoo and conditioner. I know these steps might sound a bit extreme, but guys, we need to do something, okay? Either we can decide that, you know, the environment is going to fix itself, or we have to take some steps. So that's where I'm at. Anyway, moving on. My next favorite is this skincare brand that I discovered in September. It's called Tropic Skincare. Tropic is freshly made in the UK. It's a cruelty-free brand. I have been using their moisturizer. It's a skin feast, it's vegan, cruelty-free, and I've been really liking it. And I'm excited to try other products from them as well. My next favorite is a song. Each time I listen to this song in September, even I got into it like in August, I just fell in love with it. It would just pump me up with really, really good energy. And there were quite a few days in September where my energy would just drop. And you guys know that I work a lot. I have been working a lot on my mindset, especially this year. And as I started working on myself, I noticed patterns in me that were not serving me, basically. And one of those patterns is just lack of self-worth. And this has a lot to do with, as I have come to realize, a lot to do with ancestral genetic patterns. Like this sort of feeling that I'm not good enough is so it's so wound into my being that it's just not me or my life that influenced it. It's running, you know, I'm a South Asian woman, so it's not surprising that, you know, women are not really naturally empowered or, you know, encouraged to go chase your dreams, be independent, live freely, blah blah blah, right? So I just have this thing, this pattern. I keep touching my gut because that's where I feel it, but it's obviously it's in my brain, although the body has storing mechanism as well. The body also has memory, by the way. So I have these, like, this thing came up a lot in the last month or so, where I would just suddenly feel really small and minimized, that, oh, I'm not good enough, and like I'm worthless, and I, like, you know, like I don't feel that I'm contributing. And wow, that was a really long context that I gave to basically a song that was my favorite song from September. So the song is Higher Love. Each time I listened to the song, each time I felt like, oh, my vibration was lowering. I just put that song up and it would instantly like pump me up, like align me what is fair to a higher vibration, and I would just start dancing, and that was like my elixir to, you know, elevate my frequency, and it worked each time. So this song, I've been like obsessed with it, and I had so many interesting synchronicities with it as well. I would listen to it at home, I would go out, it would be playing in a car, it would be playing at the grocery store, and I was like, I just danced to that song at home, and now it's playing outside. Like, it was amazing. So yes, I've been using that song a lot to just align myself, and it has worked always. So that was my fave. If you want me to do like lip syncing videos and dancing to music, yeah, let me know, because that's my life jam. My next favorite is a podcast, and I've written a list of my favorite things, and when I was making the list, I just couldn't remember that guy's name, so I've written like Fear Factor Dude podcast. We watch his podcast so often, but obviously Joe Rogan's podcast is what I am talking about. Samad had been listening to a lot of his podcasts, and I got into it because of him, and he has really incredible, interesting guests on his show. It's really, if you want to feel more intelligent, if you want to learn more about the world, and, you know, in an hour or under, like hour and a half, it's like podcasts are like incredible for that. But yeah, he himself is really like, he feels like he's very experienced, like he wants to learn more about the world, and he's interested, basically, he's curious, I guess. He's kind of like a sponge where he just absorbs a lot of information, and so his guests are like really like people who are really like advanced in their fields. And one of the favorite podcasts that I enjoyed listening to or watching, because we watched it on YouTube, was this guy who's just dedicated his life to studying mushrooms and how ancient and spiritual mushrooms are. Like, we don't regularly think about that, but they're really old, and they're really like essential to the fabric of nature, and they're so wise in themselves, which, like, you just, obviously nature has an underlying intelligence system that is just running. We don't really need to see it like with our eyes, we can experience it with our spirit. And so mushrooms are really these cool people just on our planet. His episode with Russell Brand was also interesting, and the one where he had this dude who is studying a lot of anti-aging, and, you know, other ones that talk a lot about aliens, UFOs, so many other stuff, you know. Yeah, I haven't listened to many of them, but the ones that I have have been really interesting. So if you're going to listen to one, listen to the mushroom ones. Okay, moving on. I have this book, The Stars Within You, A Modern Guide to Astrology. Now, Growing up, even in my teenage, I knew about sun stars, like zodiac signs, and I honestly didn't look too much into them. I didn't know what the source of that information was or how they came to be. It was always like, oh yeah, you're born at this date, so you have a zodiac sign, and you have your weekly horoscope. And there was a time when I read it on and off in the magazine, and even when they were like accurate, I didn't think too much about it, and when they were not accurate, I didn't think too much about it. It was just like more of like an entertainment thing. I never really got down to questioning what is it, where is it coming from, like what is the source of these zodiac signs, until recently. I have been getting into astrology just a little bit. Astrology, numerology, these fields are really starting to like catch my attention. So I got this book, and this is just a very easy to read book on just your signs on your astrology chart. First of all, I was surprised that we don't not only just have one zodiac sign, we don't just have a sun sign, we also have a moon sign, and then we have an ascending sign or ascendant sign, and all three of them work together for us. If that makes any sense. Basically, astrology is the study of the stars and the planets when you're born on Earth, the position of the sun, well, the position of the Earth and the moon and all the different planets. They have an effect on your spirit or on your soul and on the kind of life that you're going to live on Earth. And they kind of are markers of certain characteristics, strengths, weaknesses, struggles, desires and inclinations, interests, passions, whatever. They're kind of like this study, this planetary cosmic energy kind of is like wound into us. So learning about your astrology chart and what these signs are and what their traits are can just, I don't know, help you navigate this life better. And it's a really complex study. First of all, it's an ancient study of the stars and the planets. It's not something new age. It's been there for, the Babylonians were the first to kind of establish this organized system of astrology. And then they introduced it to the Greeks, and then it continued to evolve, and this all started like around 2000 years ago. I can't talk too much about it because I literally just got into it, and to me, to realize that, oh, I have like a moon sign as well and an ascendant sign. Like I'm a Sagittarius, but my moon sign is Pisces, which is also affecting me. And I did resonate a lot with Pisces. And then my ascendant is Libra. Like I don't know anything about these signs. Like I didn't know much about Sagittarius as well because I never really got into it too much. But this is something that I have been getting into. And this book I think is really easy to read. So it's just a quick guide, and so I haven't really gotten into the planetary stuff right now. I'm just on like sun, moon, and ascendant, but there's so much more to it. So I'm interested in it, and it's just like with any other information. If it resonates with you, it resonates with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. So that is also one of my September favorites, and I'm going to continue reading it because I want to get into the planetary stuff. My last favorite of September are my crystals. These are the two crystals that I got recently at a village in Cotswolds. This is a rose quartz and this is an amethyst. And I have been into crystals a lot recently. There's a pattern: astrology, crystals, veganism, numerology. Am I missing something out? Not. Meditation. Just kidding. Anyway, I love them. They're so adorable, and I have charged them with intention that they are going to anchor more and more divinity into our flat, and I'm just really happy to have them. They're so cute. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed talking about it, but I never really thought while watching these videos on YouTube that so much effort goes into really collecting the stuff, thinking about the stuff that you've been using. So I am sending out a lot of respect to the other YouTubers who've been doing this for so long. But this was something different. I enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I would really appreciate if you subscribed or gave the video a thumbs up. And this all just helps engagement. And I'm new to the YouTube world, as you know, and I just talk about stuff that I am passionate about, that I feel called towards. I don't really focus too much on how YouTube works. I just put it out there. But if you engage with the video, it will help reach more people, more like-minded people. If you have been watching me from my first video, the very first thing that I said was that I want to build a community of like-minded people. That's my goal, that's my dream, and I will get there, yes. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.